Right, everybody, welcome back for another deep dive with me. Today, we're going to be looking at those tariffs Trump slapped on Mexico. And we're really trying to look at what's going on the ground there. We've got this really interesting article from Reuters about a border city called Ciudad Juarez that's, bearing a lot of the, the brunt of this whole thing.
Yeah.
And I think this is going to be a really fascinating deep dive.
Yeah.
Because it's not just about the trade numbers. This is about people's livelihoods.
Right.
Businesses hanging in the balance, and frankly, it's a glimpse into what could be the future of trade in North America.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when we talk about, these tariffs, right, 25% on all Mexican goods, it really is, a seismic shift.
Right.
After, we've had decades of close economic ties between the U.S. and Mexico.
Yeah.
The impact was immediate.
The article, really brings that home with the story of Marcelo Vasquez.
Right.
And he's like representing Mexican importers and exporters.
Yeah.
And he paints a stark picture. I mean, $100 million worth of goods just sitting there.
Wow.
In Ciudad Juarez.
Idle.
Just idle in warehouses.
Yeah.
Think about that. I mean, that's going to be so frustrating for these businesses.
Yeah.
Stuck in limbo, just hoping for this, quick resolution.
I mean, it really underscores just how deeply intertwined the U.S. and Mexican economies are. I mean,
yeah.
Think about it just this morning. Did you have some avocado toast?
I did, actually.
Well, chances are those avocados came from Mexico.
Yeah.
Or how about the car you drove in today?
Right.
Many of the parts in your car, they're sourced from Mexico. We have decades of, this integration, and then suddenly, bam, disrupted.
It's like, you pull one thread.
Right.
And the whole thing starts to unravel.
Exactly.
And this goes way beyond, avocados and car parts, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the article talked about the wider impacts on supply chains.
Oh, yeah.
Can you break that down for us?
Sure. I mean, think of it like this, like a chain reaction. So these tariffs, right, they increase the cost of Mexican goods.
Right.
So that means everything from the groceries you buy at the supermarket to the cars we were just talking about, right?
Yeah.
They get more expensive for us.
For us, the consumers, right?
Exactly. And then what happens to the companies that rely on, parts from Mexico?
Right.
Well, they start to face production delays. They're dealing with higher costs.
Wow.
And it just ripples throughout the entire system,
It's like a domino effect.
Exactly.
So the article mentioned that there's this phone call happening between Trump and the Mexican president, Claudia Sheinbaum.
Right.
You think they can find a way out of this mess?
Well, it's a high-stakes negotiation for sure. I mean, both sides are really under pressure,
Yeah.
And obviously, a quick deal would be ideal. Everyone wants that. But honestly, I'm a little more worried about the long-term consequences.
Right.
If these tariffs become permanent.
That's the scary part, right? The
Yeah.
long-term consequences. I mean, the article even hinted at, a potential recession in Mexico.
Yeah.
Stalled investment.
Exactly. I mean, imagine you're a company and you're thinking about investing in a new factory, say, in Mexico.
Right.
These tariffs, they introduce so much uncertainty
Right.
that you might hesitate.
Yeah.
You might put those investments on hold.
Makes sense.
And less investment means fewer jobs, less economic activity in Mexico,
Right.
which could potentially push the country into recession.
Wow.
And remember, a struggling Mexican economy, it hurts the U.S. too.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're all connected.
Yeah. And then there's this fascinating concept, in the article that they touched on.
Oh, yeah.
Called nearshoring.
Nearshoring.
Can you explain that for our listeners?
Sure. So imagine you're a company, right? And you're looking to manufacture something, say electronics.
Okay.
For years, China was the go-to place, right?
Yeah.
But costs are rising there and, shipping times are getting longer and longer. And so Mexico being right next door to the U.S., it started to become a really attractive alternative.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And this trend, this nearshoring trend, it was gaining momentum.
Yeah.
It had the potential to turn North America into this, manufacturing powerhouse.
Yeah.
But these tariffs, right, they throw a wrench in the works.
Yeah.
Yeah, it suddenly makes Mexico a lot less appealing.
Right.
And so those companies might just stick with China or look elsewhere.
Yeah.
Which hurts Mexico's economic ambitions, and it undercuts that whole idea of a more integrated North American manufacturing base.
Right.
It's a shame.
So Ciudad Juarez is at the heart of this. They're facing a pretty crucial decision here.
Yeah.
Do they stick with the U.S. market despite the tariffs?
Right.
Do they try to diversify to other markets?
Yeah.
Or is there another path altogether? I mean, this situation, it really raises huge questions about the future of U.S. Mexico relations.
Absolutely. I mean, the stakes are high and the outcome, is far from certain.
It's a lot to think about.
Yeah.
So for our listeners, here's a final question to ponder.
Okay.
Imagine you're a business owner in Ciudad Juarez.
Okay.
What's your next move? Do you hold tight and wait?
Right.
Do you scramble for new markets?
Yeah.
Or is there like a bolder, more creative solution out there?
Interesting.
Yeah, keep an eye on this situation because the ripple effects are going to be felt far and wide.
For sure.
So that's it for this deep dive. Thanks for joining me, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for having me.
All right, see ya.
Bye.